talking to him. Meanwhile, another Fox News alert. President Obama set to lay out his agenda tomorrow night at the State of the Union. He will reportedly warn Republicans that if they won't go along, the president will take action without them. Chris Stirewalt is our Fox digital politics editor and host of Power Play. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Allie.
Okay, so the president sounds like he's taking this go-it-alone stance, that he will try to pass some items on his agenda using executive action if need be. How's that going over in Washington?
Well, I mean, a lot of it is probably flummery. He's been making a similar threat since 2011. Back then it was, we can't wait. Now it's a year of action. It goes by different names. The possibility, though, here is that he might get extra daring. He might do things. For example, his supporters in the past have called on him to unilaterally raise the federal borrowing limit and things like that. Now, it's not likely he's going to do that kind of stuff. But remember this, when you have a president who no longer enjoys the confidence of the electorate, it is a particularly dangerous time for that president to be expanding his or her authority. He can't work with Congress, won't work with Congress, or isn't disposed to make compromises with Republicans anyway. But polling continues to show us that Americans don't have confidence in the president to make the right choices. This, therefore, is a dangerous time to go it alone.
Yes, but polling also shows that Americans think that this is a do-nothing Congress that is riddled with gridlock. And can't the president make the argument that on at least the items that he's talking about, or that we understand he'll be addressing in the State of the Union, infrastructure development, job training, education, that Americans do want to see some progress on those things?
Well, Americans want a lot of stuff. There is no limit to the end of the want, or there is no end to the wants that Americans have. But we have this persnickety old constitutional republic that makes it difficult for presidents to do whatever they want. So I think, given the bandwidth that he's talking about there, these will be mostly piffle, and that he will come out and talk about he can't wait for this, because I think it's substantially an appeal to his base. He's got to keep younger voters. He's got to keep very liberal voters engaged, because the name of the game for Democrats this cycle is they know they're going to lose seats. The question is, can they prevent it from becoming a second Obamacare route? And anything he can do to mobilize his base, and this would include talking about executive action, that might help.
Yeah, those pesky three branches of government.
It slows you down all the time.
Those pesky checks and balances. But the truth is that, you know, the checks and balances have led to a lot of gridlock since the president became president. And he will make the argument, it sounds like, that in terms of things that the American public has said they wanted, minimum wage to be dealt with, gun control, immigration, that Congress has been stalled.
Well, Congress has been stalled. Look, we have the most liberal president, arguably, since Woodrow Wilson or FDR. We have the most conservative House since the 1920s. That is not changing. Neither of those realities is changing in the next couple of years. The problem here is that they have not found any common areas on which to work where there is sort of a common sense solution. The president wants to disassociate himself with Congress and lay the failures of the last several years, as we see with rising food stamp enrollment and other pernicious problems, at the feet of Congress. Unfortunately, and this is the truth, is that the Americans, unfortunately for the president, Americans aren't confident that he's the guy to make the decision. We don't have a king, and if we were going to have one, I highly doubt that Barack Obama could win the vote.
We will see how he sells all of this tomorrow night at the State of the Union. Thanks for helping us preview it, Chris.
Thanks for the flummery, Chris.
Anytime.